the tools and materials of painting. Okay, so we are having a different tools like pencil, clear, charcoal is also a tool of painting, eraser, sharpener, brushes, very important. Here palette, and last you can take paper also as a tool, and we can consider drawing board also. Okay, drawing board and easel, and we can consider some masking tape and fluid also. Masking fluid is also there. Okay, so these are the tools. We'll explain one by one. It's explained in class. And we are having a painting materials. We are having like pencil color, oil pastels, or we can say a dry pastels. We are also having the painting material. Both are different as we have discussed in class. Poster color, and the last is watercolor. Okay, so these are the painting materials we are having. In these materials, it consists of different techniques. Okay, each and every things like pencil colors, oil pastels, dry pastels, poster colors, and watercolors are having a different properties as well as a different techniques to do. So first we will discuss about the pencil technique, pencil shading and pencil study. So in pencil studies, we are having different tone pencils, or we can shading pencils, we can say like H series pencils and B series pencil. H stands for hardness, as you all know, and B stands for the blackness. Okay, so first technique is blending. What is blending? Blending is also known as tonal shades. Okay, so in blending, what you used to do, like we all know, if light is coming, this is a sphere, consider this is a sphere, and if a light is coming from this direction, okay, so you know, in this much area it will look like a mid tone or the light tone. Okay, and this area considered dark tone. Okay, and one highlighted area will be there. So this is basically assumptions for the sphere, and we can observe in our daily life also. If there is any circular or spherical object is there, for example it's apple, you can consider is it an example. You can observe the things, this much things over here. Okay, so first we'll do the shading. How you have to give the blending shades. What is blending? Like this I am doing. In blending, there should be no line visibility. Okay, there should be zero line visibility. And remember one thing, whenever we draw anything, it should be as light as possible, so we can erase it easily and it will not create any patch in your surface. Okay, like we are using the paper as a drawing surface, painting surface. So remember, in blending also, as light as possible. Don't too much hurry to complete the shading. If there is a patience, you will achieve anything. So you should have a patience while shading, like this. As you can see, there is no lines visible. It is blending very slightly. Okay, so as I have told you, this is the dark area, so do shading with a dark pencil. Like dark pencils we consider it as a B series pencil, so you can take 4B, 6B for this area. On moving from this portion, left hand side to the right hand side, the shades become dark to light. Okay, as you can see here. And for this area, you can take any light pencil. You can take hardness like H series pencil or HB. We can take HB or 2H. So here also you have to give the shades. And remember, in blending, what is important? The important thing is the shade should be blend, like the dark shades and the light shades should blend very neatly. There should be no separations of shades. Like here I am also doing shading. There will be no separation, like it's blending very nicely. So you can see and you can observe. And as I have told you, there should be no line visibility. So shades as light as possible. Apply different layers. Okay, always do in the layer way. So this is basically technique. You can apply this light shade in the dark area also to blend it properly. So remember, there should be no lines visible, okay, and each and every area in this particular sphere should be covered with a pencil stroke. It is very important to know. Is it clear? So always apply like this way. You can see it's looking like a sphere. You can apply more dark area. Like if we are giving more and more details, we apply more dark area. It depends upon the quality of drawing. Like if you want to give the best quality, you can apply more layers of shades. Okay, like if I am giving it more dark shades, so this is the way to provide a best shading in blending. Okay, so this is very important to study. I have skipped this area. Remember, you're not allowed to create any line or any kind of shape over here. Okay, it should be merged with the shades, and very importantly, all the lines outline is not visible, because this is a realistic drawing. In realistic shades, we will not do any kind of outline. So this is the blending technique, tonal. Okay, it is very important to know. Second is stippling. What is stippling? As you know that this blending is, we are going to use this technique for a still life. Okay, further still life we will use. For the stippling, same condition is there. Light is coming from this direction and the dark to the light shades are moving from left to right. Okay, and for the stippling, what is important? It is not important to take any kind of special kind of pencil like hardened black. You can take the black pencil as well. 6B we can use, and the more dense dots are there, this is called stippling. Okay, if the dots are too much near, it will provide a dark shade. If the dots are too far, it will provide a light shade. Okay, like we can see, so here you can see the dots are too much dense, provides the dark tone, and if the dots are far from each other, provides mid tone or light tone. Okay, and you can see there is no dots in this area to provide the highlighted area. We can say it a highlighted area, we should call. Okay, so higher the intensity, if the light intensity is higher in this particular area, we will call it a highlighted area. Is it clear? So on moving on, the third technique is hatching. This is called hatching. Same thing is happening here. If the lines are too much close to each other, it will provide a dense area, it will provide a dark area. Okay, and if the lines are far from each other in this area, it will provide a light tone. So you can see it here clearly, the lines are too much parallel to each other. And what technique I am using here, I am pressurizing from the starting point and releasing from the ending point. Okay, so this technique you have to apply, and don't pressurize your pencil too much, it will damage your paper or the textures of the shading. Okay, like this way you have to continue, pressurize in the starting point and release in the end point. Now what is cross hatch? Same thing you have to do. And just इसी के perpendicular में आपको, you have to create like this. Okay, same thing you have to repeat it here. If the cross hatches are too much dense, it will provide the dark shades. Like if I am creating too much strokes here, okay, it will provide the dense. Remember one thing, darkness doesn't relate to pressurizing your pencil. Okay, this is not a darkness. What darkness means, if you can see, if you can observe, if somewhere it is whatever the reference you are taking, if there is a darkness of shade, then how you have to apply the darkness? like light shades, first layer of light shade, second layer of light shade, third layer of light shade, fourth layer of light shade, fifth layer of light shade. According to the intensity of the darkness, you can draw like this way. This is the correct method of shading, not this. It will damage your paper. How? If you will erase, it is a permanent stroke, okay, so it will create a kind of bad patch on paper. But if you will erase this, it will erase clearly, because it is not a permanency. We have not to apply any kind of permanency of paper, okay. So here efforts are much and the results are not convenient. Here efforts are less and the result is very, very nice, okay. And talking about the next technique, scumbling is a very fantastic or very interesting method. Scumbling, like you have to create a random circles, but you can do this technique if only you are good in creating, or you have practiced well in creating the basic shapes like this. Like this, you can see the random circles or a scumbled. I scumbled here too much, so it is becoming dense and it is creating a dark tone. And here I am scumbling less to create a light tone. So this is the scumbling method of pencil shading. Is it clear? So this is the fantastic way. It's a creative technique. You can apply this. Okay, so these are the techniques which you have to study in pencil shading. Remember one more thing: whenever we are doing a realistic shading, if we are rendering this kind of drawing, we have to create a shadow, and shadow should be like, if the light is interacting from this area, the shadow should be in the opposite direction like this. It provides the life to your drawing. So shadow is very important. Like this, you have to make the shadow. Okay, these are the things we have to observe. You can observe in your daily life. Okay, so this shadow is very important for pencil shadings and any kind of drawing if you're making an object. Okay, so it will give a proper life to your drawing. You can see the shadow here. Shadow is dark, and on moving far it's becoming lighter, because here this object is blocking this surface. Okay, if light is coming from this side, this complete object is blocking the surface where this object lies. So here the light blocks, and on moving far it's becoming lighter and lighter. This you can observe in your daily life. If you are walking on a street in the night time, you can observe your shadow on the street.